Okay, so we're taking Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech is playing Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech runs this 4-3. The reason that we're starting with the 4-3 is that this is the easiest defense to pick apart um, with the overs. And first, I'm going to set my audibles. I'm going to go into an over, running the triple away from the over, running the triple to the over, and then I'll set up my audibles in red, triple, red, midline. Usually I'd go red toss, but this time I'll go red triple option pass. And you'll see a lot of pitching in this game probably because in this 4-3, that's what they give up. Okay, so we go over right. If you look on the left side, they've got a 4 nub. That run key, there was space on the run keys on an island, and they just don't cover it well. You'll see some changes they make later. All right, we got a 4 nub. We got an over left. We got a 4 nub. The run key's on an island. This should be a good play. Yeah, they step up and make a good play. But we're going to go over right. We're going to check our left. Okay, now there's a 5 over there, so we can do one of 3 things. We can run the triple to the strong side. We can go over. What I did is I balanced it, and then I'm going to switch over. We've got numbers on the right side, and you have that right run key on an island. So I'll run triple right. And that was the run, the dive off of that. We're on the right hash. We should go over right. And they give us this a lot. You've got a 3 on the field side. You've got the run key on an island. That should be a big play. And if you notice, the plays that go to the field or to the boundary away from the overs, if we have the numbers, those are big plays because there's no corner sitting out there to disrupt. All right, we've got over left. They have a 4 to the field side. We've got a run key on an island. This should be a big play.
That's a 3-yard pickup on the option.
Defender made a good play. All right, we're going to run over right. And again, we're taking, there's not a lot of midline in this because that's what they give us. Run keys on an island on the 4 nub. That's easy. Later on, like in the 4-4, the quarterback will keep probably 60% of the time. There won't be very many pitches off of the 4-4. There'll be more midline off the 4-4. A lot of midline on the 3-3 and the 34 and the Okie. Okay, now we ran an over because we had a 5 on the wide side. We have a 4 to the boundary. The run keys on an island, so we can run option back that way. And even on the short side, because there's no corner or no true corner on the edge, you're picking up good yardage on the toss. All right, up here we should come up into over left. On the field side, see that run key squeezed? So I could run back the other way. I could balance. I decided to go over. Now I don't like that on the left either. So when I came back and I balanced it, ran out of time. We'll have time to make one transition, whether it's an over or whether it's to go over left to over right, or to go over left to balance, or over right to balance. The problem that I have though in this game is you only have 5 audibles, and the audibles, the only ones you can flip are the balanced ones out of red. Okay, we had a 5 to the field, so we went over. We've got a 4 to the boundary. with a run key and an island. This should be a good play.
Knocked out of bounds.
We're going to come up and over left, see what we have on the nub. We have a 4 on the nub, and the run key's on an island. This should be a touchdown. Or a fumble. All right, so we'll come up here and over right. Again, we just know in the 4-3 that we're looking for the veer first, because again, that's just what this defense gives. Later on, I'm just going to run a 4-4. Okay, we've got over. We've got a 4 nub. We've got run key and an island, so we're good to go. This should be a score. So later on, when we run 4-4 again, you're going to see something different. After that, I'll show you 4 multiple, which is a lot of different stuff, and that'll give us a better look of maybe what a real 4 would look like. And then I'll do the 3-4. You'll see a lot of midline because they don't have this load that I like on here. They have some speed option and stuff, but I really don't like it. Okay, we've got a 5 nub, so we could run to the boundary, which gets a little congested. I decided to go over. We've got a 4 nub now to the boundary, and that was the dive key, or the run key stepped across, so we just ran up inside. We should be running over left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a 5. One guy slips in right there. All right, that looks good. We've got a 3 actually now. And the run key's on an island. And then later on, I'll run a 33 stack. You're going to see a lot of midline. Then we'll run Oki, a lot of midline. And then, let's see this way. We got a 5 to the nub. Okay, I decided to balance. And then what I would either do is run that midline right there to the 3 or run the option right. I choose the midline. It's a good read. Quarterback just tripped over the tackle's feet. We're going to go over right. We have a 3 nub with a run key on an island. This looks good. This should be a nice play. But they make a good play on it. That almost looked like a stack type of thing inside. I probably should have checked out of that. They have a 5 on the nub, so I decided to go over. Now I look on the nub. There's a 4 with a run key and an island. And steps across. Gives to the fullback. And then what else are you going to see? Oh, you're going to see eagle later on. And in that's going to be a pitch no matter what. Okay, now they're adjusting. They're going to a 5. When we go over, though, they're screwed because they leave a 3 with a run key on an island. So it's good for us. And steps across. That's an easy give. We're going to go over left. On the nub, we have a 3. And the run key's on an island. And there we go. The guys along the midline, I count each guy as a 3rd. I know other guys count them as a half, but then they never count the safety. Thought it was easy just to count each guy as a 3rd. So if there's a 4 nub with 3 guys stacked on the midline, that would be a 5. If there was 4 guys on the nub with 3 guys stacked up the middle, that'd be a 5. And then we'd go back towards the strong side. Okay, we have over right. We have numbers on the left side, but our run key's not on an island. So I decided to balance it. Now in the balance, you see that safety slide back. So we could run option left. I check to midline to the 3. That's a good read too. Just gets tripped up. In the wishbone, I like to run wide. because it opens up some gaps. Otherwise, those guys close down pretty tight.
Second down. The Yellow Jackets running
So I can go in and out. I can audible in and out with those guys to the outside. But I've got this huge hole, so
touchdown.
keep that. Now later on, what this defense is going to do is they're going to go 5 to the wide side, and then when I go over, they're going to go 5 back to the short side. So then what I'll do is I'll switch to a option to the strong side, to the over. This one's easy. We've got a 3. No, this one's not. See that guy? I shouldn't have ran that. See, he was like that stack. So if we're running that, what we would do is attack that stack.
Georgia Tech with a 1-point lead.
That's easier. Okay, right now we've got a 5 to the nub, so we ran an over. Now our nub to the boundary. Run key's on an island. This should be an easy read. Again, the key is to make the run key as easy as possible. Don't worry about the pitch key so much, like we were talking about tonight. Make the run key the science, and then make the pitch key the art. Really read the run key and feel the pitch key. Alright, we're going to go over left. We've got a 4 nub with the run key and an island. This should be an easy read. It is.
And he is drilled at the 43.
Over right. Again, just because it's a 4-3, we're always looking at the veer first. We've got a 3 nub. One key, easy, read.
Has some daylight. He makes his way out to about the 35.
The over does a nice job of just pulling him out of position, making that read really easy. All right, we've got a 4 nub, but run key's not on an island, so we can run back to the boundary, or we can balance, or we can go over. I decided to go over, but the run key on the boundary is not on an island. Okay, so I balanced. And took the midline to the 3. Now, in this game, I have to do that because the only midline I have out of my audibles is in red. What we would do in a game is if we ran that over, we wouldn't have to switch to anything else. We could just pick the midline in that over set. What do we got here? Oh! Did you see what they did? They were over to the right. They had 5 over. So we went over, we brought our guys over, then they put 5 back to the left. So now we run the strong triple. Now I screwed up. I put the wrong audible in. Instead of a strong triple, I put a strong speed, and I didn't run it well. But it still picked up yards just because we were at a advantage for the number of men. But now we're on the right hash, so we'll go over right.
From the 22-yard line.
Again, because it's a 4-3, we're going to look. Now look at this screwed up defense. See that guy way out there? Tell the kids, if you don't see anything you like, if it's goofing you up, just balance, go to red. Now they have to present. They have to show. Okay? So I see a midline right, and I see a veer right.
Pitches in, and he's got a lane. And they push him out at the 12.
Again, your default, if you don't know what you're doing, your default is a red formation. And your default play, if you don't know what you're doing, is a midline. And if you can't read your midline, then you go right to your follow. I think we had a 3 nub with a run key on an island. So it was an easy read. What do we got here? We are going
This is a pretty crucial series.
middle of field. We can pick it. We went over right. We have a 4 nub with a run key on an island. Should be an easy read, and it is.
Here he goes. And he's shoved out of bounds.
Again, the biggest thing is make the read key easy. If you can make the read key easy, the pitch key will take care of itself. over left. Okay. They have a 4-nub run keys on an island. That should be an easy read. And it is. And the reason, again, I'm showing you this 4-3 is that it's the easiest to pick apart. Over right. They got a 4-nub to the left. Run key on an island should be an easy read. And it is.
Tries to pitch it, and now the ball is loose. The offense falls on it.
Little fumble. Over left. They have a, wow, it looks like a 6 to the right. So again, we could run back to the left. It could get gummed up, and it's probably going to be a keep, or we could balance, or we could go over right. I went over right. They have a 3-nub with a run key on an island. Should be an easy read, and it is. Now we'll come up and over left. Again, it's 4-3, so we're looking at veer right away.
There's a player hurt. It doesn't look to be that bad. First and 10. Ball on the 33.
They have a 5. We can run to the left. We can balance. We can go over. I decided to run over. Now they get tricky over there. Now they put the 5 back. So now we have a 4-nub with our strength. There's nobody on that guy. Most of the time, too, when you run, if you're able to run the triple to the overside, most of the time it results in the quarterback keeping the ball. Because, again, there are 2 guys usually coming off of the edge.
First and 10. Ball on the 20.
So now they settle back in. We go over right. They're in a 4-nub. Run keys on an island should be an easy read. And it is an easy read.
There he goes. Touchdown, and now they're in front. 3 rushing touchdowns.
And again, when I'm talking about the script, I would run the same. I'd run the practice. I'd run the script every practice. That would be our offense. And then in the game, we're doing nothing fancy. We're just running the script, which is just what we're doing here. Over right. We got a 4-nub, except he's not on an island, so we can run. Oh, I was going to run it back to the right, except he's on an island. He's not on an island, so I'm going to balance it. Now that backs up the safety. That puts the run key on an island, and I missed the give. So we go over left. We got a 4-nub with the run key on an island. This should be an easy read. And it is.
Pitches it. He's got the corner. And down he goes at the 41.
We're going to come up and over right. Again, 43 from what we've seen. We're going to look for a veer first. They've got a 5. Run key's not on an island. We could run right. We could flip. I'd balance. Okay. I see a 4 on the right and a 5 on the left. Oh, I decided to throw here because it's late in the game. Now, if you look at that safety, what I'm watching that safety is, where is he going? Okay, he went up to the X receiver, so he left the window open. So I threw back into the middle on that post. Over right, we have a 4-nub with a run key on an island. This should be an easy read. And it is. We're going to run the left hash. We're going to come out and over left. They give us a 4-nub with a run key on an island. This should be an easy read. And it is.
The pitch, and he's got some room. He's tackled around.
We're going to come up and over right. I think we have 15 seconds left here. I was thinking about just running into the middle of the field, running the clock down, and then kicking it, and then if we miss, going to overtime. And I don't know what the heck I did here. This isn't a toss. That shouldn't be a toss. He just kind of miscommunicated with sideline. Anyhow, I got 7 seconds. Again, try to get the ball into the middle of the field. I like that wishbone wide, just because it there's a potential to open up some big hole. I think I run left. I should have run, or I could have ran right. There's a bigger gap, but I think I overran it. And cut back. And that should be the game. So again, this is 4-3. This is the easiest defense to run against with the overs, because the overs really screws them up, puts them in bad positions, and it's really easy to identify. Okay.